Hello everybody and welcome to a new video, and welcome to something I saw Pewds do, or Felix do, where I'm starting to look a lot like my dad. Okay, I'm going to show off the major places that I was when I was a kid, living and where my parents used to work when they're around. So I'm honestly starting to look like my dad. Keepers or my opa. Okay. So let's go to Google here. I'm in incognito mode, so it's not gonna know any of my past searches on Google Maps. Okay, so this is Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, in the Western world. So I used to live inside Winnipeg when I was much younger. Now I live out in the country somewhere, or my parents used to live out in the country somewhere. Where I moved when I was a little bit older. We ended up living in a house trailer for a while out in the country, and then we moved into the house that you may or may not have seen on the channel already. I think it was a Sesame Street video that I made on like the bullying on Sesame Street. I don't know if that's still on the channel or not. Like what I meant by that, you have to go watch the video. But there's when they introduced a new character, I think her name was Abby or something. I watched to see how it worked, and because Abby on the show has ADHD or autism, and actually let's look up let's go to this for a second here. Just so that why I pushed F, you don't. Okay, I hope that probably popped up on the video. I just got a new keyboard, so it's probably not set up properly, but I did push F. Okay, yeah. Abby Kadabi is her name. And this background story was that she has autism or something. And she's a fairy. It doesn't actually say, but on the news she said that when I first heard about it on the news. What? Mrs. Goose? Other fairy tales. Oh, okay. That's another thing I used to watch as a kid, but that's not the video right now. Okay. This went off into a tangent, but yes. This background story was, and this is the wiki, this is a wiki page, so it's not really going to tell us the right things here, but the background story was that she has autism, and then the video I made was that one of the characters on there was bullying her, and I also phoned down to the corporation, that the company that runs at PBS, I think it is. I was like, you shouldn't be advertising like bullying, especially if the person is new, and if she's autistic. But not. I'm not trying to compare apples to apples here. I'm just saying that a lot of kids will get bullied for that. So, but okay. There you go. Okay, so let's go in here. So the first place I remember was it was that we lived in the house first. Apparently, okay, there's the stockyards. Trans Canada, St. Boniface, Pennant, over here, somewhere. That's 59, so it would be, here's Gateway. I'm blind as hell. Here we go. And then we want, I think I still remember the exact house. Is this actually bad to do? Valley Gardens, great. Okay, so it's right, John DeGraff School. So this is where I could have gone to school. Let's get the little man here. This is where I could have gone to school if I was stupid enough to, but I'm not, so yeah. This isn't, yeah, elementary school. So, let's go back to the, hold on, how you get out of the, okay. So then, if I go to the graph, where is the cove? Our crescent. DeGraff Crescent, I think it is, or something. I don't even know how to get there anymore. That's the scary part. Is it on the other side here? That's Oakwood. Did they rename the street something else? Why? Why would you do that? Is it a bay, I wonder? Actually, that looks pretty right. Okay. That's in Rossmere, though. I guess that's pretty right. Okay. So, yes, here we go with the park here. So, I think they might have changed the whole place, too. Let's just drop it right here. So this is the park that we, as kids, would always play at. It's different now, probably, because stuff gets old and rotted. I don't remember, and they probably painted the house too. I would have to look back in our records of which place it actually was. I think it was a corner place. I'm not sure though. We bought my parents when they were around. They bought it from my Oma and Opa. And maybe this one? No, that looks too tiny. I think it was a 2-story, wasn't it? Well, none of these in this area are 2-story, so I guess not. What kind of stories can I tell of this area? That I was too young to ride my bike through the area, but that comes later. I don't remember which place it was. I think it was on the outskirts, like not in the on the in thing. I would have to ask family. It's still around. I have no idea where it is, or it must have been a 2-story because there was but again, like, all I remember from this time period is actually just going to the park and playing Magic School Bus, the game, on computer. I should actually find that game and download it for a series, just because that was fun. But yeah, so again, a lot of these houses are pretty new, like this one and stuff. We were able, I don't think even the center was here, the center houses, or at least not as many. I would have to ask my parent, or not my parents. It's been like 3 or 4 years, and I still. I'd have to ask family. Hold on, I'm gonna... What's the mute button again? I'm gonna mute and pause for a second. Or mute and turn off the camera for a second. Yeah, they should be up by now. Okay, so I found it. But I have to look for it now on the map here. Okay, this is 210. I think it was on place, or whatever this is, bay, the graph bay. Let's see, is this going up? No, it's going down, okay. Let's go around the loop again. So it's 1213, the graph that I up on. And it's either place or, I have no idea if it's place or if it's... $12.19. $2.14. Okay, this goes back to okay, so it's one of these places. That's 1217. Okay. Oh, 15. I don't think it'll be on this side. 16. Okay, so these are the even numbers, these are the odd numbers. So it's literally this house right here. So a lot has changed actually from it. So yeah, it had a second story. It had a basement. And that's in the basement I would sit in I think the back room, so the back corner way over here. I would sit and just play a whole bunch of these weird like kids games that were on computer, and I think I was actually surprisingly really good because my parents didn't like the games that the more like known games at the time. We would literally go to our friends' places and play like consoles and Wii's and stuff. Well, like Xboxes and stuff. So that because my parents we couldn't technically afford. We couldn't even afford that place. We had to sell it. But it was like red and white. It was like the old picket barns looking things. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so that was my place, that orange and black place. I don't know why they would have it orange and black now, but yeah. So, okay, and then later we moved, and this is an order from what I remember doing. Like I remember that place a little bit. I don't remember what it looked like inside. I was too busy focusing on what I did in the basement. I literally just played video games, so this is no different for me. Then we moved to and all this time, like, we were going to church, and I'll even show you where my church was. In fact, it's right here, so why don't we just and then I can just go down Roach here. So this is my where we grew up going to church, and I can actually show this because it is kind of public property. I'm glad that they blur out the license plates, because then I would have to. But literally, okay, this was the good and the bad, in a sense. Church for me was like, and I was baptized and everything before, and then I was like accepted as a member here, and church was like why? Like, you're teaching false things. Like, you're teaching according to the Bible, which the Bible is just basically a history book that's also a storybook of the history. So it's like when a movie where there's acting and stuff, and it's really bad acting. So also around this time, and this time, I was going to nursery school. Now we would use this door right here. So it was kind of like, hey, I go to nursery school in the same place as I go to church. So literally, like, this is way back when I would actually live in that orange and black house back on DeGraff. There was literally, I would literally be here for school and also for church. So I was here 6 out of the 7 days, which is funny because here you had a full day of nursery school. In kindergarten, you don't get a full day of school because you don't take naps in kindergarten. Here we took naps, and it was basically a place for parents to dump off their kids. Yeah. So if we go, it might be just faster going like this. Even though I don't know technically at what point. Actually, I do. I'll show that after. It was past McLeod, way past McLeod. It was literally by, I think a middle school or a high school. I think it's right here. Yeah, Prince Edward School, right here. Okay. So after we moved out of the place, we moved into one of these buildings. These two buildings right here. I don't know which one. I don't really care which one. 'Cause, like, okay, young families should not move into an apartment, number one. Number two, like, this is not a good playing area for your kids. If you had a yard and... So basically, we lived in one of these two apartments. I'd probably have gotten mixed up with them many times when I was younger. Because then we weren't allowed to get keys for your kids wouldn't be able to get keys, but which was stupid. We always had to remember the number and call up. But I would literally ride my tricycle at the time. Was it a tricycle or was it a bike with training wheels on it around this area? Now, technically, it was only up and down the roads. Here, I couldn't like cross the road here, but because like I can cross these back lanes, but because the neighborhood watch was around too, so like I was totally safe, and they knew me because they've had to like talk to my parents before at the time. But if I go down here, and this is the farthest I would ever go, was this 7-Eleven right here. Just because we would in the mail, because there's because in our area, or in Manitoba at least, you will get flyers and coupons and stuff for the places in your area. So basically, in the mailbox, I would get, and it was only me because my other siblings were just still in my parents' arms, breastfeeding and doing whatever kids do. They literally, I would always go there for free donut and a slushie, which my parents knew where I was, and of course there was neighborhood watch around too. But there's also times, this is why I say never like live in an apartment with as a young family, or even as an older. The police were called so many times to one of these buildings, whichever one we lived in, just because we were kids and we make noise. Now, the other thing is, in these buildings, at least when I lived there was an elevator at the the far end of the hallway for penthouses or something stupid like that. In a way. So we were told never to go over there because, and then there was like caution tape in our apartment, which was really stupid. But this is when my parents were getting ready to move out to the country. We lived here because it was cheaper, probably, and yeah. So literally, like, the weird thing is, like, I think I had my own bedroom, or I had to share with my siblings, and I couldn't sleep at night because they were going crazy because they were young and they cried a lot. But I would literally run up and down the hallway in our apartment with more and more shirts on, and I'm like, now I have this many shirts, this many pants, this many socks on, and I was just like a big chubby kid with or I looked like a big chubby kid with all those clothes on. Oh. Yeah, but the police were called so many times because we were rambunctious little bitches and bastards. So that's literally I don't remember much from like these days because I never actually stayed in these places. So okay, let's go to my first school, like actual physical real school. Oops. Okay, so this is perfect. So this is my proper first school, which I have a couple stories, only a couple because I don't remember a lot of this because my mind's mush. From schooling. School is basically like cocaine, and it fucks you up for life. Anyway, so before this building was here, there was another building with a car mechanic, the pharmacy, my mom's office, and the dental office that was in the building here long time ago. And then she moved practices because they wanted to build this thing here. But so she mostly picked me up from school growing up because it was right across the street, or I just started walking here because I was big on walking back then. So then I have been for a while now. I just never get out. But so basically, I would end up sitting here waiting for her to be done her day, and I would have to wait in the waiting room because I was a crazy kid. So but walking through I would walk into the dentist office because I didn't know any better. The alarms would go off, and she had to go set them or turn them off because the dentist clinic actually gave them the code to turn it off because of us. So, but yeah, literally. Again, I don't remember very much from here. I just remember there was like a on this side of the school more because we were on this side. This side's they always keep the kindergartens on near, or kindergartens probably grade 1s and 2s, something like that, near the front place here. So I hope they blur these out, the faces out. So that's the gym room. So basically, this is the front office, and yes, this is Princess Margaret School. Rest in peace. Yeah, right in somewhere there was my kindergarten class, and yeah, so it was there, but I don't know why I had to move. Did I not want it or something? I don't remember. But yeah, so my kindergarten class was basically I think right near the entrance here, and then there's a library. One of these things are a library. I think it's this one maybe, or this one. I think the gym is that building, or that part of the building. So I think this is the library here. And yeah, that's where I started like doing things like breaking my glasses, and purposely, like I would crumple them up and throw them in my lunch bag and not wear them for the rest of the day, and people were asking, and like I don't want them anymore. And then I realized, yeah, I need them. I mean, there was times when I had a bad day and I would still wear them, or I would still crumple them up when I was older. So then right around the time there, we were in the process of moving. And this is kind of out of order, this timeline. I'm trying to keep it as in order as possible. So next I moved schools to this school here, Donwood Elementary School, which I couldn't stay in this area after Donwood Elementary School because, yeah, it was just, schools of choice is a bitch that way. So then I had to have another year of kindergarten in here. Well, I finished the year, and then I had another year just because I should have been graduated like early out of high school. Oh, if I actually finished high school, which technically paperwork says that I did when I actually didn't, but shush. So this building has changed a lot. I don't think these were here, and basically there was so many strict rules. Like you couldn't go over the hill over here. There's a big hill over here. You couldn't come up to the front here. Basically, if you're past the gym, then you're too far, was the rule. Around the kindergarten time, they would drop me off on this side of the street because this side of the street was the only only side before that came up. Yeah, it was way over here. So over here, before this sign, we would get dropped off, and then because kindergarten was on this side of the school, like it's right here, which has a direct door to the office, which I was put in the office many times, even as a kindergarten student. So we would have to walk all the way to here, but crossing the road, we kind of knew how to cross roads, but my parents still walked us because parents will be parents. But so I don't remember what grade that was in. So my dad dropped me off at school. It happened to be like a 4-day week or holiday in the middle of the week. Like we were able to go on Monday, and then like school was closed the next 4 days. So my dad dropped me off, and the school was locked. I'm like, hold on a minute. This is a day that I was late, so it was weird to me. So then I was like, oh, okay, no school, great. So I started walking to my opas, which I've done many times, Omen opas, many times, but I was right about actually, I just crossed the road and a car came up here. I was standing right about here, and I thought it was the fucking ass principal that was such a dick to me all the time from school here. So I started running, but these two people looked very similar, if not the same. By the way, the principal was named Mr. Lyon, so he's probably dead by now, so you know. But the person who I'm not going to actually mention his name because I want to keep him safe. He actually saw me. I thought it was Mr. Lyon, so I was running. I got about here, and he's like, wait, come back. And so he kind of like did it in a way that I could trust him. And remember, this is like me at 5 or 6, or whatever it was, whatever kindergarten was at for me. So then I walked back. He took me to my mom's office there, the old building there, where now the new building's standing. But yeah, also back then we were doing things like Terry Fox runs, and I was part of Run Club, which is bullshit because it didn't help. Yeah. So I remember there was a fight like right here on this front boulevard here with one of my friends. I remember one time the grade 10s or 12s came and was messing around on the play structure and broke the play structure, and we saw it only after a fire drill in kindergarten. In grade 2, funny story, which I'll show like a drawn out map of where my parents used to live just before they passed. But we were in grade 2, which is funny because we were in this, like the last classroom on the back side of the school there, and I literally said, when people asked me where I lived, I literally said we live in a dungeon in the middle of a bald-ass prairie. And, of course, stupid teachers being stupid teachers, they had to call my parents and to see if home life was okay, and like they were gonna phone CFS, and I'm like, come on, kids say things that their parents say. Stop being so over dramatic. But yeah, and then okay, so like I say, a lot has changed. Like they have an elevator now. They never had an elevator when I went to elementary school. My favorite teacher still works there. She's awesome. So after school now, that we were on this side of the building, we would have to walk this way to Bryan Street here, and then my parents would either park here or here. Which, another story about, I just remembered in kindergarten. Let's go back here. So I never liked school at all. Regardless of, like, this was the most fun I've had in school was elementary school, but I would literally, like, run away from school. Like, my mom, I walked to my Oma and Opa's place, and then my mom had to leave work at the time, which you guys didn't know, she was a family doctor that had patients and works at the hospital and or worked at the hospital and stuff, but she dragged me back to here, to the front doors there. Again, like I said, this place has changed. It wasn't as fancy, but she walked me to the front doors. I slipped out. She had my wrist like this, very hard, and I slipped out of her wrist, or slipped out of her grip, and then I ended up running in circles around the area here because, yeah, but then I ran to my Oma and Opa's, which was just basically all the way down the street here. And then there was other times that I ran away and teachers would follow me, and I'm like, fuck off. There's one teacher that was actually supposed to follow to her new school, and I'm like, why did I ever decide to why would I ever want to do that? Yeah. So that was, also there was funny stories now, but they're horrible when I was younger because we were just young kids. There was a van one time that would go around and give candy to people and steal the kids. And then also, like, there was one time where there was a funnel cloud, and yeah. And this is the first time, like, and the only time there's if you see right there, see those little stones right there? Actually, this place went to shit in a handbasket, it looks like. Look at the tall grass, it's not being kept up. There's a whole bunch of shit going on there. I don't know. Oh, this was probably taken when they were building this garden aspect to it. But this is when I was just grade 4 or something. They introduced the outdoor classroom, grade 4 or 5 or even 6, because this was back when 6 was part of this. Which we were upstairs then in this area. The kindergarten was downstairs. then all the older kids were upstairs, which was not great for people swearing and people teaching young kindergarten, impressionable kindergarten. And this is when I started swearing. So, like, it was basically kindergarten, but I hid it pretty well back then. But then I was like, why am I hiding this? This is who I am now. So, which my parents didn't like, and my family still doesn't like, but whatever. So, that was that. I think that was it for that part. Oh, well, we're going to be over here. Triple B's, I'm too far. Okay, please don't tell me they renamed another name, okay, Williams Lane here. So, this is John Pritchard School. Now, I never went there, my Oma did when she was younger, but I went here for daycare, in a sense. It was stupid, but it was whatever. We can get rid of DeGraff Bay now. Okay. So this was the gym at the time. I don't know what it is now because I was only there for... But literally, it was really, really stupid. There was this kid named Matthew there who was a teenager / young adult who was basically always a dick to me, even though I was a young kid that was named the same thing, and he would say things like, and he was the staff member there, so he was like, okay, so there's only one Matthew and that's me. He would say things like that, and I'm like, no. But now I go by Matt, so well, he did too, but shush. So yeah, and there was a lot of accidents here. Times when I passed by the school here, there was a lot of accidents where kids would get hit. So that's why they put in the zoning laws where you have to drive only 30 and so, and this is where my Opa used to live. It was actually on the back side, facing the water. It was beautiful. It was right about here, basically. It was this one right here on the 9th floor? Yeah, the 9th floor. He just recently... I was there, like, only, like, 3 or 4 years ago, so I should remember that. 901 was the... in the second building, so this building right here, but on the back side. And so did like all my uncles, his siblings lived in this building too. But now they're adding this third building here. There was a nice big tree here, got hit by a storm and damaged the building. Imagine that on your front or in your balcony, a big tree toppled over. This was a big grassy, beautiful area that we would play soccer. There was a nice big tree here too that looks like it was cut down. Because it was like right there. Actually, it was right here basically. I think that's a stump from it, maybe. That we would hang off of because it was a nice low branch. We would play baseball and There used to be a bench here that we would sit and wait for my mom and dad. There was right here. There's a window that we would sit inside and watch for my mom and dad coming around the corner here. And we knew their cars too, so that was fun. Don't hit me. Okay. And then over here, which they've destroyed, which is sad. This was basically what we called our tree house, me and my Oma. When we walked to the corner here, and then we would also like pick dandelions, run around this fun little area. I didn't know even what the point was of this area. It was just a place to walk. And then they added the bus thing later. And these are choke cherry trees, if I remember correctly. Which are safe to eat, but after a while it was like, there's too many birds here, we're not going to eat that bullshit anymore. So, and this path also goes up past the Chief Peguis Bridge there, yeah. So I would okay, let me just show here. This is what I would walk through every day that I either ran away from school or there was no one actually to pick me up. I would have to walk all the way down here going to the apartment building there, and I would have to cross this highway. This is a 60 kilometer per hour highway right here, which I'm standing in the middle of, according to this. So, and then yeah, McDonald's, we would eat there a lot. This used to be there used to be a Safeway right here and the Zellers right here. That's where Oma and Opa would always do their shopping to get. Here's the front of the school where we did our daycare. I was a bit older, so I remember this. Yeah, so this was the old part, which is still in use, which is scary. And then this whole area behind it is the new part. So we were literally right in that gym there, right here, which seems pretty small now. Same with the one at Donwood. So and then this whole area has changed too. So literally, like, we would go to this Dollarama right here, which now has changed too. It's basically almost the whole building, which is another scary thing to think about, especially with the funny thing is I've been there recently to get the paper for the charity live stream that I tried to do around Christmas time, and there's only one cashier, and it's basically like this whole half of the building, so that's great. So then, so yeah, we have to cross the highway, which is a 60 per hour zone. We have to cross through the parking lot here, and then we would literally go up, literally have to come down Donwood from school here. So like from here, we would cross the road here, walk all the way down, past this area, over Rothesay, which then I didn't know. I only knew this way home, or to my Oma and Opa's. I didn't know how to get over here yet, where we were before with, so that was great. So I need to do more of these kinds of videos where I'm doing a lot of talking. Okay. So then if I zoom out here a little bit more, I started going to school here in Oak Bank, which is basically Coke Bank because there's a lot of drugs happening. These guys are assholes. So this is a new area, new school, new everything. No friends, but this is where I met Austin, Nick, and everyone else. So I started in middle school, and this is great because this is where I had the most problems. Like, this is the fucking bane of my life right here. So these assholes in this division were great, and this is when I started really getting like not feeling well, kind of sick. Like back here in Winnipeg when I went to school, I already wasn't feeling well, but here I would get sick often. Not really sick, but I couldn't handle this bullshit. Like this was fucking stupid what they would do to me here. And of course the staff were big bullies. They would blame me for everything. It was just a mess. And this is like when I started eating like, with school glue or white glue, like wood glue, when it dries to the bottom in a thicker mass, but it's not like you can still chew it, but it's dry. This is what I started doing, was just eating dried out glue, and then I got in trouble for it because I was in grade 7 or 8. So that was fun. And then of course we had a stupid grade 8 grad, which was useless. Well, we had a grade 6 grad too, but I missed it for the bike tour that I was on. Yeah, so this is a door right here, and I would literally stand there waiting for my dad or mom to actually come to the door here and pick me up. And this is when I was going to like on the bus, which is bullshit, but so yeah, that was my fucking bane of existence. And then I met people like Austin and his friend group, wasn't. There's a couple of people that were just complete dicks to me. But also this is when they started really pushing like everything needs to be done this way and with an EA, and I never actually need an EA because if basically, like I say, I'm actually just a middle school dropout, because I shouldn't have technically graduated. Like I probably couldn't count school at all. I just loved elementary school, but like I say, it's gotten to the point where now even like just a few days ago it was just my high school diploma. Next time I see it, I would burn it. But now it's like anything from school I'm gonna burn. Like there's some art and stuff that I did really well on, so I'm happy about it. Why am it's these stupid headphones. Okay, I need a mic. Go donate in the description so that I can, to my Patreon, so that I can get a decent mic that isn't just headsetting. But yeah, so that was fun. And then I moved here, which was even more stupid because like school rules are just bullshit in general. Like, I used to wear muscle shirts all the time, which I still do in the summer now, and shorts. But I've been talking too much. But yeah, this was bullshit. And then the people just treat other people awful too, so yes. Then after like when I was still kind of part of high school, because they wanted me to graduate, but it was like one-on-one private classes with an EA. I went to, for like less than a year. It was only like I think 7 months. I went to, okay, where is Vitel. Where is Pamina? Okay. And then I want to look for that Sterling Lion. Oh, this is Bishop Grandin. Okay, where is... Nope, that's McGilvery. That's Wilkes. Where is it? St. Mary's. The fucking stupid university. Kennison. Okay, right here. And then I follow the bullshit down. Right here. Okay, so I went to Manitoba Institute of Tech and Technology. It's fucking stupid. This is where I got my first parking ticket because the fucking meter maid was a piece of shit. So I got a parking pass where I got to park in the parking lot. So by the way, this is like, now I have my at this point I have my driver's license. I was driving like crappy cars all the time that were literally gonna give up at any minute, and I had a tire fly off in this period of my vehicle. So then I had to start taking the bus from, okay, so I had someone to take me from Oak Bank or Coke Bank here, wherever it was, way over here, to this place, and then I had a bus pass afterwards. Where is it now? Whatever. I had a bus pass afterwards that literally would take me from the bus station right here, actually right here, all the way down to around here, think it was right here, maybe, that it would take us down somewhere to Penma Highway. Go all the way down Penma Highway. This is where the bus thing is, right? Yeah. Up the bus thing, which is also very dumb. Is this the bus thing? Yeah, the bus thing. I don't remember all the... I don't think we went to Osborne, did we? Or is the bus thing further up? Where the hell is the bus thing? Okay, if you guys didn't know, there's an actual, like, stupid... Here, transit corridor. There is a stupid bus thing that really, like, is really dumb. Like, I would have done this place, but, like, the Winnipeg a little bit better if I could. What street is this? Highway 1, which is Main Street of St. Mary's. Okay, now that's a bit too far. I don't know where it actually... Is this... What is this? Okay, so somehow it would get us back up to... Is the bus thing right there? Or is it right over here somewhere? Did it really take us... This is not St. Mary's. Freak off. So okay, so it'd take us up to here. There's a little thing that you can turn off here. Actually, it'll take us to here. So this is where... And it'll take us down... Here, down here to what would be Main Street, a stupid thing lying. So Mayfair Avenue all the way down to there's one place that it's only buses. Right here. And then it'll take us to Donald. And I have to walk all the way up here, wait at the bus here, in front of the MTS, Bell MTS place, or building, the hockey arena. When back in my day, it was called the MTS Center, so screw that. Okay. I love my jets, so I don't mean what I say. So yeah, so then I waited here for the next bus. I'm not going to release any bus names, but then I went down here, Higgins. Yeah, all the way. Okay, so then it would go all the way up to not Chief. Where's damn? It would go up to here. I think this is the one. Williams Jefferson. What? Who is this? This is Provence. Never mind. Shush my hushing Frisian mouth. Here, Disraeli. Go up to the Disraeli on Main Street here, which is Henderson Highway. It turns into, but it says Fairway. Which apparently a lot of people get lost over this in this general area now. Like it's always fine. And then it'll take me to right about where the school is, basically the McDonald's. So right there. That's not the same McDonald's. The one that I always went to as a kid was over here. And this one's a different one. Yeah, where my family would meet me and pick me up, basically. Anyway, so yes, that was my bullshit experience in Oak Bank, basically. And it wasn't just like the people at the staff at these buildings. If I go here, okay, so this whole basic area, all the way up until, like, basically I think it's right, it's like from Dugald 59, I think it's 44, and somewhere over here, I think, all the way back to Dugald 15 again, is basically the school division area. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because there's more people in Beausejour or whatever, and they have more things like a freaking hospital and with all population bullshit. Right here, it used to be the old elementary school. These are the culprits, basically, of my hellish experience. So actually, like, they were supposed to do the the IQ test when I first moved into middle school. That was the thing, and they procrastinated till the end of fucking high school. So then I had to go for several fucking meetings with them. They sent me to a doctor, Dr. Perloff. He is retired and he is an asshole. Jack, I think his name is, Perloff. Where is the children's hospital? Because it's in the facility where the children's hospital is. Mosque. Here. Which one of these, like, outer buildings, I think it was. I don't remember which building. It was this building right here. Whatever road this is. Nope, it might. Because it was a dead-end road. It was right here on somewhere. Was it this one or was it this one? One of these buildings where he used to work in. He basically said I don't deserve anything that my parents did for me. I didn't deserve most things in life. Apparently I didn't deserve even the clothes on my back or whatever. I'm like, fuck. Like, I literally slammed the door and went like, fuck you. I just went all in on him, and that's what I end up doing when they get put into awkward situations like that. So and this is one of those ones who have a medical degree, which I would never go to someone with a medical degree, because that's where I had to be told that I had to take depression meds and just put more crap in my body for medicine. So yeah, but literally, like, that is what I had to deal with. And then the other stupid thing, let's see, we went here, Marketplace, I think it was this building. Right here. Not this one. Actually, yeah, not this one, this one. Where I went to get my actual whatever it is, IQ test. They said I was basically like 6 or 12 or something bullshit like that, and I'm like, you're just testing me on like smarts and like math and science and shapes and bullshit like that. I'm like, you guys know I did a test about my mental age, and I was 33. So, I didn't even show the building. Okay. So, this is the building right here. It's on Market in Winnipeg. I don't know why Skip the Dishes HQ is there, but fuck off. Then you have the Royal Theatre Center. But literally, like, we parked over here. You had to walk on. Anyway, I went there like 3 times, I think, and I was like, "Look, you're just testing me on the what's the word? Brain, like math, science, like stuff. I say, I could never do it because people wouldn't let me do it by myself. So I'm terrible at math. I'm terrible at science. I'm terrible at language, arts, and all that, because I learned nothing from school. They did it all for me. Like, yeah. So, that was... So, I have no education. I don't even know why I have a diploma. It was a waste of time. I could have been doing better things like this if I knew about it. So, yeah, that's great. So, yeah, they ruined it for me. They ruined the whole thing about... This was what ruined my life, basically. And top it all off, I can do this now because these people are assholes for what they did to me too, because basically it was all under the school division's power to send me there and like put left EA with me because they were supposed to do that. So I couldn't be myself at this place, and it's right here, basically. There's another building back here now, but fuck it. So this was for like autism clients with autism, like people with autism and other like disorders, diseases, illnesses, whatever. And literally, like, it was planned out like a school day, let's just say that. And some of these people are like in their 80s that come here. So it's like, I'm not allowed back. I know that, which is stupid because I didn't do anything to them. But yeah, that was fun. But also, like, you have to like sign yourself out on the board, even though I was over the age of 18, which it is here, which is stupid because I wish I was 21, the legal age to drink and everything. But yeah, that's. And then like they would make you clean at the end of the day. It's like, technically we're all adults. We can keep the lunchroom clean. We can keep everything clean. Why do you make us all clean like the bathroom and stuff? Don't you have staff members for that? And I had to clean too, even though technically I wasn't part of their program, which is fucking stupid. Oh, now I have a new place that I go most of the time in Beausejour here. Or not even most of the time, it's once in a blue moon but I still go in and check in, and they're very nice there, and yeah. So I'm not going to show them on here because I care about them, and yeah. So, but yeah, that's basically. Did I even show the building? Okay. I hate the. Okay, this is the place. They were really mean to me because they were still part of the school division at the time. But yeah. So, I think that was it. I showed basically everything. I'm probably gonna think about it later and like, oh shoot, I should have shown that. Oh! Something I can show. If the park is still there. I don't even know if it's still there. Where is me? Is this it? Where is it? I think this is it. Maybe? Where is this it? No, this is that long stupid park. Okay. We really were out that far when we went out to this park. I think this is the park. Or was it here? It was here, okay. Okay, I have a funny story. Now, never do this, what I'm going to tell you. So we went to this park as kids. My Oprah's place had a set of stairs going down to this area, and we would literally come up Esser and play in this playground. Now this is a big field, so I don't think we went up Esser. I think we went up whatever this street is. I don't think there's an actual name for it. And then we'll play in the playground, and there's a hill here as it's clearly marked, not really, with a dike. So me being stupid, would run back. So at this corner there is a stop sign. Actually, can we go there? There is a stop sign. That was actually really loose. Where is it? Wait. No. Was it this place? Was it this? There was a sign. I think it was here. Okay, maybe it was Esser, but there was a sign that would sit at the end here saying that the sidewalk turned or whatever. I actually pulled that out and kept running. Now my Oma and my sisters were a little ways behind me here, probably somewhere over here, and they saw me do that, but kept running. I kept running, of course, and I ran all the way up the stairs because I thought it would take too long for the elevator to come. So I ended up beating them back anyway. But yeah, so yes, I was a rebel in my young years. I still am. Was it? Yeah. Which, never do that. Never pull a sign out of the ground. It was loose already, so I think what it was I wanted them to know that. If it was down, they would know that, but it actually is very illegal to pull out a sign, even if it's loose. My Oma actually picked up the heavy ass sign and put it back in the ground. I think it said like sidewalk ending, or it was the stop sign, because everything was much lower back then in this area. I mean, look at this. I mean, I think this is literally like, oh no, it's just the sun playing tricks on me. But this is like a kind of older area because that apartment's been there for years. But yes, I actually pulled sign up. Was it there, or did we? No, we didn't go down the gravel lane. I remember the gravel lane because of the truck, nine floors up, basically. Right here somewhere. Was I think. So you would be able to see all these bins and the truck coming past. This is the swimming pool, which we can't actually go closer probably because, first of all, I don't want to get in trouble for showing half-naked kids on video, especially when parents literally. Okay, this is what I hate. I know they're just kids and they don't know better, but literally, it's weird when you start undressing them right in the open, right in public. Like, even changing a diaper, there's a reason why there's a change table in the bathrooms. Because we don't want to see you with shit over your hands and a shitty wipe. Okay, this is the funny thing about this. I've seen on the internet people at Walmart changing them right on top of the new shirts, like the where they have the table of shirts just folded up. They've actually changed them on there. I've seen pictures on the people at Walmart website, and it's gross. It's actually gross, and you have to. There's garbage, special garbages there for diapers in the washrooms. At least where I live. And then they you put everything in a little baggie that they supply in the washrooms, and then you put it in their garbage bin for it. And then they dispose of it. I think they just burn everything, take it out in the field and burn it. Just because, like, you can't throw them out. Diapers and wipes you can't actually throw out, and you can't recycle poop. So I think they just take it to a big incinerator and just burn it. But yeah. So don't change your kids' clothes in the mid. And this is not like, I'm not a pedophile, but when you're young, I know this because I was young. You see that and then you just start watching. Young kids that are probably around 10 or something will start watching you do it. And then of course there is those pedophiles out there who will do that. But kids will be kids. I mean, kids will look. I mean, I've seen my parents naked before. I've seen them do nasty things. So I mean, it's just whatever. Like, there is washrooms, there is change rooms, mostly anywhere you go now. I mean, I wouldn't go to a truck stop and do that. Or just do it in your car where just, it bugs me that people actually think it's okay to do that. So, but was there anything else I wanted to show there? Oh yeah, they did add a garden later on, and that building, but nothing major. Oh, the geese problem. The geese problem was just a nuisance, and also like there was a bench sitting on the waterfront at that building. 1 year, and they had to build a dike so that it didn't go into the basement of the where the pool was, and the change rooms, and the walking track, and the exercise room, and the weightlifting room, and the sauna, everything with. So that building, and then there was a store there for a while that we would also go and it was also kind of a restaurant too. So, but yeah, now there's an awesome like restaurant there. But yeah, the bench was underwater because the Red River swelled up to abnormal heights that spring here. So, yeah. Oh, what buttons am I doing anymore? Okay, so another thing I thought I should show you. Okay, me and my mom didn't get out much. We like, even to the final days, we didn't get out much to hang out together. Where is this stupid Winnipeg? Is crazy how weird it is. Okay, so literally we would catch a bus here here. We would park in this parking lot because I did show it. It's a massive parking lot, and so we parked here. We would catch a bus. This is before this extension was here. We'd catch a bus all the way down Henderson. Transit. Can I please just no roads here? I can, if I'm actually there, I know where I'm going. We come down here, come down Main Street. Not Broadway. Screw off. Okay, we come down Portage. This is like once a year, maybe at the most. We'd come up to, why is the Trans-Canada, okay, fine, it changes into the Trans-Canada Highway at Polo Park. Okay, great to know. We would come here and just spend the day, go shopping for new clothes, or just spend the day, eat lunch, kind of thing. We never actually see a Popeye. Oh, that's a supplement place. It's like, it's more than one, but yeah, that's. So then, basically, we would come down here and hang out, which was great. We never went to see a movie. I think this is the movie right here. Movie theater. I think that is it. Or is this it? I have no idea. Yeah. Oh, no, it's over here. Sorry. This is the movie theater we go to a lot now. But yeah, because parking, the reason why we parked way over here is way over in this area here where the thing is, was because parking's so bad out here, wherever it is. Right here, so. Oh, Minto, that reminds me. Okay, you guys want to see where I used to go to cadets? Which I would say pick your poison with cadets. Just because, basically, I got screwed with the group that I joined. Okay, here is the fucking headquarters here. Okay, so it is on St. Matthews. And right here, it even says 220 Red River Royal Air Cadets. If I can go down here. So, I have some weird stories about this. I can't even take, like, this squadron in particular seriously anymore. The 220 Red River Air Cadet Squadron. It's out of this building. Minto Armories. Great. I never got to drive those. I got to drive a tank in a tank simulator, only used by the army, or only used by the military. So, imagine coming here on a Monday evening, and it would run to 9, and then you had to drive like 2 hours home. That was my fun. And I was kind of obligated to do it until I said enough is enough. But I learned some good lessons here. Basically, I learned to remember every single day the veterans that died for my freedoms, so I can do things like this. But yes, these guys were, or this squadron was just crazy. And then, like I say, I couldn't like stand very long. I couldn't march properly. There was bullshit like that they didn't look past because they're military. Even though they're technically not, but you know, fuck me. So, okay, so we went on these sabbatical survival bullshit things. And literally, like, we ended up, or like the older kids actually, like the older ranks, I don't know all the lingo, would literally take their friends to go to McDonald's. They didn't eat the MREs because they felt like they were too high and powerful. Same with the staff. The staff would go to McDonald's and the couple would stay back and get food delivered to them so that they didn't have to eat the MREs. Now, I know they're staff, but still that kind of looks bad on you because technically this is a sabbatical for yourselves too, where you're teaching us and everything. So they would literally go to McDonald's or whatever restaurant they felt like going to, and at this age we weren't allowed to carry knives. Like the older cadets were allowed to carry knives, and I was the oldest in my group because everything's in groups, which is stupid, but you know. But I wasn't allowed to carry a knife. Now I carry a knife every single day, everywhere I go, because I'm self-conscious. So literally we're in this room right here. I don't know why there's boards on these windows, because this was also where the R, at the time it was our uniform room was, where we get all of our parts to our uniform, which is whatever. Which I still have the belt, I think, which I don't care about giving back. And then we were in this room, which is basically all four of these windows. It's one whole room for a while there, and yeah, but imagine, okay, and my dad would, at the time, so he would drop me off right here. I would walk in, and my dad, if you didn't know, my dad was always late to pick me up or drop me off anywhere we went. It wasn't always me, like they made it out to be, but it was crazy. So he would probably, if I was to think, if I remember correctly, he would go to Starbucks or Timmy's. I don't remember where. No, he went to the recording studio, which I'm not going to show you where. Because he was kind of a artist in a sense. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about, like, there's still reserves in Winnipeg. I know where one is. Besides that one. Do I know? Oh yeah, basically the north end. Which I don't know why it's called the north end, because it was kind of in the south. basically right here. North End would be over here, but it's I think that, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea where things are anymore. I know, and I think it should be by this, if I was to guess. But yeah, oh, North End right here. Why does it say right here, but literally it goes on to like the South End too a little bit? Even though this is Daniel McIntyre. Why does it say Daniel McIntyre? Yeah. This is interesting. Going back to my family history. Okay, and I haven't even shown like where my family has come from. This is just where the major places where I've actually lived or went to school and such. And to church and everything. But there is a lot more that I could show you. Actually in Europe that I know of from my extended family. I'm actually here right now, but we'll do that in another video because I actually have to find out the spelling of the place, which I'm actually starting to learn Ukrainian just by typing in different phrases on Google Translate. But yeah, if you guys want to see like that part where I actually show where I am from Russia, Ukraine area, because back then when my grandfather came here, it was Ukraine was held by Russia during the war. And then I will actually find the place on, but you'll probably see it anyway because I record so far in advance that you'll probably end up seeing it anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. This was actually really fun. But now you know a lot more about me, and you're gonna constantly learn more about me. So if you're new here, please subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to know more about me. But like I say, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.